We are back for some Great League action, this time with the top recommended team that you can use in Great League according to PvP. Grident is leading with so much happiness on its face and of course a lot of spammy moves to unleash over our opponents. Trailblaze is the recommended moveset, but I guess that without it you can still get some extra coverage against those Skeledirges that your Skarmory is definitely afraid of. So with that in mind I decided to go for Crunch, and now against this Azumarill we managed to push it to its limits with our Body Slams. Look at how easy it is for us to get to those moves, and of course this one will provoke the first shield of the game. Before we go down, one more is coming up, this time for the knockout, and not only we finished off Azumarill but also we got the shield advantage. Skarmory comes into the game and now it's a perfect timing for us to get our own Skarmory against them, so I decided to go here for the overfarm. I'm not gonna throw on any CMP, I want to avoid that, and in the process I'm just gonna go for one Sky Attack and potentially for one Brave Bird. Their second move needs to be blocked at all costs because it might be a Brave Bird of their own and my Skarmory will be in deep trouble. So here is where I decide to go for the first shield, and then I will try to surprise them with the Brave Bird. Down goes their Skarmory, this is huge. Now Gligar joins the party, this is another Pokemon weak to my Skarmory, and after we get to the Brave Bird I switch out for Whiskas. So Whiskas now all that needs to do is to reach to Blizzard, and I know what you're thinking. Perhaps in this situation Scald could still do the work, but I decided to go for the Blizzard for some more entertainment, and after the recent nerf this season on Scald, I think that Blizzard is gonna help you a ton, especially against those grass types as a crazy nuke. Into the next battle now with the Annihilate up in front. All we can do here is to switch out on our Whiskas and of course see how they respond. Even if they get in here with a grass type, we still have access to Blizzard to surprise them, but they decide to go for the Shadow Ball and then switch out to Dugong. You know what, this is not a bad move overall. Anyways, now that we are down on shields, I decide to go on the CMP and throw another Man Bomb, and I know that I can finish them off if I shield here, but of course I do not want to do it because this is my final shield and perhaps I can bring my Grident right now into the game. They are still switch locked in there with me and I have so much energy to spare. At this point they can easily hit me with an Icing Wind to debuff me a lot, but I also know that I can win the CMP, which is some pretty crucial information. Now with that Annihilate coming into the game, we are not afraid of them that much because we can still outspeed them to those moves. Now with the Night Slash coming off, I decide to take the move, survive with 1 HP, getting to another crunch, and since they are already debuffed, this most likely seal the deal. They are not gonna go down, but still they have only 1 HP left, which means that this next Seal Wing will most likely finish them off. As their final Pokemon, they merge with the Sandslash from the Alola region and on Shadow mode. This is great news for me because we might be on a very low HP bar on our Whiskas, but still we can do so much damage with our Skarmory in the process. I decide to catch here, but of course it is not gonna work because Niantic, and of course the go battle lag continues here as I decide to go for the catch, but this time it happens. Okay, I thought it was gonna struggle, but anyways, we're gonna win this one as it seems because Dugong comes into the battle and right after we manage to complete the farm down with our Steel Wings. So the second one was not a lag, so I'm just gonna take it as a big win for us with go battle lag working our way as always, yeah. Anyways, into the next battle now with that Dragonite up in front. This is still kinda good for us because after one shield we can absolutely bring them to no HP. I know they want to see one more mud shot at least and then switch out, so I'm just gonna take advantage of this and then go for that Body Slam immediately right after so that they cannot expect it. Down goes this Dragonite and they have that Deoxys coming into the game now, and after the crunch I feel like that my Grident has already done its job. You might have already figured out that my team relies a lot on Grident up in front, especially by sacrificing at least one shield in most scenarios, and that's mainly because I want to have my bulky backline for whatever remains at the very end. So shields, at least one, needs to be used on Gradient because of how spam it can be, and of course how neutral against the entire meta of Great League. It can manipulate a lot of lead scenarios. Now with that Deoxys coming into the game, I feel like I have to go for more mud bombs, bring them as low as possible so that I can easily farm down completely with my Skarmory. Thunderbolt will hit me here, and the reason they went for Thunderbolt is most probably because they do not want to get debuffed by the Psycho Boost, but still it makes no difference to the outcome because we can easily survive one move in the process, and one Steel Wing later we're just gonna take this victory. In the next battle now with a Skarmory, this time up in front. This is another terrible lead for us, but hopefully with Crunch it is kinda playable. I know that if they get here to the Brave Bird, we might go down in a single move, but it ends up being just the Sky Attack. So this is kinda good news for us since we can go for more Crunches and possibly debuff them, but this is not gonna happen. I'm not that lucky as it seems. Anyways, I let my Gradient go down because this is a terrible lead anyways, and I do not have the greatest moveset ever on my Whiskas to deal with that Skarmory. So I will just take the advantage here with the energy, since I can easily farm down in the process a ton of energy out of the opposing Skarmory with my own. Let's see what they have at the back since they're coming into the game with Annihilate. This is great news for me and great information because they might be kinda weak to my Skarmory on the very end game. So what I want to do here is to go for the double Sky Attack, possibly to take both of them shields out of play and rely completely on my Whiskas for the end game. I know that I need to block pretty much whatever they throw and still get my hands on a couple of mud bombs, and since I have Blizzard, even the grass types are not safe at all. So the couple of mud bombs are ready to be unleashed to finish off right on the exact amount of damage this Annihilate. And now that they have Swampert coming into the game, all I need to do is to survive one Hydro Cannon, preserve the shield for Skarmory, and after a little bit of FPS drop we managed to get to a couple of mud bombs. This is pretty crucial for the total outcome, for the final outcome of this battle, because now that they're getting super low, we can easily survive one move by blocking and still guarantee the victory with that final Steel Wing and from our Skarmory. Into another bad lead, this time against the Talonflame, and this is kinda bad because they can survive my Body Slams while they can charge up their attack stat at high levels with that Flame Charge. So I know I can survive one move. They end up going though for the Brave Bird, which is something I was not expecting at all, but still it happened. And since now Lickitung comes into the game, I decide to go for one Body Slam and then bank the remaining energy for the very end game. After their own Brave Bird, it makes a lot of sense to switch out, mainly because they get the debuff, but at this point I'm just gonna wall them down completely with my Skarmory. And I'm pretty glad that Skarmory walls down Lickitung because against Talonflame we might be in a pickle. Anyways, I also do not want to provide a lot of energy on the Talonflame, so I decide to go here for the Sky Attack, then survive the move, and most probably I will just go for the Brave Bird to finish them off and most probably grab a shield in the process, while they can charge up only one Incinerate worth of damage, and energy, which is pretty great if you ask me. Now with coming into the game with our Whiskas, I can easily manipulate them, especially if they get to the Brave Bird and we manage to block this move. And now Grident emerges out of nowhere, so they also have a Grident, which is pretty scary, especially if they run Trailblaze at this point, because my Mud Boy doesn't stand a chance. Look at how much damage they have already done, but the battle is definitely not over yet. Let's see how this is gonna go, because my Mud Bombs might be kinda clutch over here. Anyways, I think I need to block no matter what and reach to Blizzard for massive damage on that poor Grident. Look at how much damage we can do, finishing them off. I want to get a little bit of extra energy, then switch out and get to the Body Slam to drop them significantly low. All we need to do here is to reach to the Mud Bomb, but unfortunately for us we cannot press it on time, and down we go to to the final Incinerate. That was a crazy battle. We executed the plan as well as we could, but it is what it is, and my opponent will take that victory. In the next battle now, with the Thunderbolt over our Grident, it doesn't matter, the smile is already at our faces, and we're just gonna go into this switch with our Skarmory, because Mandibuzz is gonna have a tough time against our Steel typing bird. So what we need to do here is to potentially tank whatever they throw and then try to finish them off with a couple of Brave Birds. So let's see how this is gonna be unfolded, because after this Brave Bird they're gonna take a ton of damage, and all we need to do here is to do a lot of damage with our Steel Wing, right? Is that the case? Because they reach now to aerial aces, and we definitely do not want to go down like this. Anyways, now with the Sky Attack we managed to finally guarantee the knockout over that Mandibuzz, but we spent a shield in the process. That was a crucial mistake. For some reason I forgot that aerial ace was a thing. Anyways, it happened. So let's see how this is gonna go now, because Lantern joins the party. We have already charged up a ton of energy, and Mud Bomb will finish them off. The battle is definitely not over yet, since Wigglytuff with 2 shields is remaining at the back, and we do not have a Pokemon that resists those charms. I was about to say Smiles, but the only smiling Pokemon is my Grident. Anyways, more Mud Bombs over their way, and of course this one will connect because they have already spent their shields. How many charge attacks have I already done? 5, 6? This is crazy. After blocking here, we might put them in the no HP bar, because this final Body Slam has already been pressed, and I believe that even with a debuff we can finish them off before they do anything weird. That was a crazy battle. Once again, that Grident doesn't give any bad face, just smiles, and of course victories to our Go Battle League Elo. Into the next battle now with the Azumarill up in front, switching out to Skarmory since they have a Gligar, and obviously this is a very solid one for us. However, Shadow Gligar with Digs is still kinda scary if we get too greedy, so I'm just gonna press the Sky Attack before they get to another charge attack. Down they go now, and even if they return to the battle with Azumarill, we can still get at least a Brave Bird over their end. I want to get to the move though before they charge up to the Ice Beam range, so that's why I throw that early, and right after we want to get to another one, but this is not gonna happen because the final bubble will finish us off right on the clutch over time. Anyways, now with the Body Slam we can start pushing for some shields, and as it seems I decide to let the move go through. It ends up being just the Body Slam. They have now the Alolan Sandslash at the very end, so let's see how this is gonna go, because we need to block whatever they throw. I realize here that Whiskas is my win condition Pokemon, so we need to protect it from any further harm and any further damage, especially shadow damage from this Alolan Sandslash. So Mud Bomb is coming off. I'm just gonna charge up a little bit extra before we reach the CMP, and of course this Mud Bomb will finish them off because they stand no chance at all. Azumarill joins the party, another Mud Bomb, another day at the GBL, and of course this ends up into an amazing victory since they top left this battle. Talonflame once again. Let's see if this time we can finally beat them down, because this Pokemon is kinda scary for our team, and we cannot switch out obviously because our Skarmory is a much worse battle Pokemon for this Talonflame. Anyways, this time they do not get to those Brave Birds, instead the flies, which is something that we can easily survive. So in the process we see a Goodra coming into the game, and I can't stop thinking that this has to be a double dragon backline, especially if they have a Dragonair on Shadow mode waiting for us to sweep our what is it? Yeah, the Whiskas, that one. I totally forgot its name. My mind was like, it's Super Mario, it has a mustache, it's Super Mario, but it's not. Anyways, Talonflame joins the party. We have now Brave Bird for that Pokemon. Almost down they go in one shot, but it doesn't matter because Grident will come into the game and start pushing for some shields, especially with those Body Slams. Another one is coming off. Before we go down, the battle is not over yet though, because they might have blocked, but they have a ton ton of energy stored up. The good news here is that if they have a dragon type Pokemon, we can easily surprise them with a single blizzard. So I want to block here no matter what. Flies coming off, we're just gonna block the correct move, and now blizzard for the one-shot trainers. But will this be enough? Of course it is. Get out of here, and all we need to do is a final mud bomb to secure the victory over that KFC bird. Let's get it, trainers. That is absolutely awesome. And now let's get going into the final one with a Magnezone up in front. This is not the best lead, but not the worst, because Mudshot might not be a strong offensive move, but still it does quite the damage on that double weak to ground Pokemon. Now this UFO triple-eyed thing is just gonna throw a move and then switch out. We don't care at all what move that is. I'm gonna block no matter what, because Magnezone hits like a truck, and in the process we meet up in mid-battle with that Wigglytuff. So we're just gonna keep pushing for that farm down, but I realized that another Ice Wind will put me in a pickled situation, so I decide to go for the Sky Attack. Anyways, now I decide to wait for that Magnezone to return to the game, and I think that this Brave Bird will drop my defense right after, to a point that they can easily farm it down. However, they end up farming down 3 of those Volt Switches, which means that they are back to that Wild Charge range. So here comes now my Whiskas, and as soon as I see the Tropius, I switch out. This is mainly because I want them to think that I do not have Blizzard. I want them to think that I have Scald, and I'm pretty much afraid of the Tropius. So this can be kinda the key on this battle, because they realize that they need to throw a move here before they drop too low. And since I have a shield, I'm just gonna go for the Blizzard, and yeah, I'm expecting them not to shield. Down they go, back to the Banana Island, and of course Magnezone stands no chance at all. Super Mario to the victory, and of course this is gonna be the end to this amazing video. Thank you for watching, trainers, and for staying around till the end. As always, before you go, leave a huge like, subscribe to my content, and I hope to see you all into the next one. Take care, trainers!